So the It's a Small World ride knows your name, and Mickey knows it's your birthday when you meet him. Yeah, Disney's definitely got some tracking technology going on right now, and we're going to talk about that today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog, and this is a topic that a lot of people are interested in. How is Disney tracking you with its technology right now? We know magic bands, fingerprint scanners, these new smart speakers in the resorts. What exactly do these do? How scared should we be of Disney World turning into Big Brother, basically, and tracking all of our data and information? First thing I want to talk about is the fingerprint scanners. So we do know that Disney is gathering data and tracking our technology. There's lots of ways that they do this. And the first one you're probably going to encounter is that fingerprint scanner as you set up your Magic Band to go into the parks. So in order to get into any Disney theme park right now, whether you use a Magic Band or you use a paper ticket or a plastic ticket, you do have to scan your fingerprint. This associates your fingerprint with that ticket media, whether it's a Magic Band or an actual pass. And that means that your ticket can't be stolen or used by another person. This is great news if you happen to misplace your Magic Band or your ticket, but it's bad news if you thought you could check the system and split tickets among your family or use somebody else's annual pass, etc. So when you set up your fingerprint scan, you'll want to make sure you remember which finger you used, because if you don't remember and use a different finger, you're not going to be able to get in. So that definitely is how they check and make sure you're using the correct ticket. So that fingerprint scanner is the first thing you're going to encounter in Disney World as a data gathering technology. Now next, let's move on to Magic Bands. Magic Bands were introduced in 2013. These are silicone bands that you wear, like a little bracelet you wear. There are microchips inside. And the Magic Band contains both short range and long range RFID tracking technology. So your Magic Band stores your credit card, it's your room key, it is what you tap to get your fast passes, how you get into the park, your tickets, everything lives on that chip in your bracelet. When you pay for things with your Magic Band, it's using that short-range RFID technology, the tap-style tech. And then the long-range tracking RFID technology is done through a long-range antenna. It sends a 2.4 gigahertz signal, similar to a wireless keyboard or mouse, and enables that device to communicate with receivers up to 100 feet away. And Disney World has lots of sensors on rides, in Be Our Guest restaurant. They even have sensors outside the parks, so they know exactly where you are and where your Magic Band is. The Magic Band works to gather data and track you in multiple ways. The first one is, of course, for purchases. That's the main reason I think Disney really wanted these Magic Bands, so that they could track purchases, specific purchases that guests make. So the Magic Band is linked to a debit or credit card during check-in, and you can use it as payment all over Disney World. Disney gathers information about your purchase history for marketing purposes, so they know who to market to and what they're marketing. And they, through your Magic Band, know what you bought and where you bought it, and when you bought it as well. That's all important and useful data for them to make sure they're developing and selling the products you are most likely to buy. Now, you can always choose not to link a credit or debit card to your Magic Band if you don't want Disney to be tracking your purchases. You can just use your regular credit card. You can just use cash if you want. In some places, I guess I shouldn't say everywhere, as Animal Kingdom Lodge is now cashless, but that can also be helpful in keeping you on a budget if you don't have a card connected to your Magic Band, so you can't just kind of tap the Mickey every time you want to buy something. You actually have to pull money out of your wallet. It sort of mentally reminds you that you're spending money, whereas when you just use your Magic Band, sometimes it feels like you're not spending anything at all. So the next thing that Magic Band can do is connect to your ride photographs. So if you are an annual pass holder and you have automatic access to those ride photos, or if you have purchased Memory Maker, that will be connected to your Magic Band and your My Disney Experience account. So the sensors in the ride are sensing your Magic Band, and that will make sure that the correct photo of your particular vehicle is placed onto your My Disney Experience account so you can purchase it. So with that system, of course, Disney knows what you're riding and when. They also know what fast passes you're booking and which ones you're keeping. Next up, that RFID Magic Band is used for food delivery in Be Our Guest restaurant. So that's one of the only restaurants that's currently using Magic Band technology to deliver your food. But it is kind of cool. You can go sit wherever you want in Be Our Guest and your food will find you. So that's kind of neat, but kind of weird. So Disney's tracking sort of what you're eating, when you're eating at Be Our Guest specifically with that information. And of course, they're also tracking through mobile order what you're ordering and when you're eating it based on the My Disney Experience account. Another way that your Magic Band is sharing things times with Disney and at Disney is knowing your birthday and other information that you put into your My Disney Experience account because your Magic Band is associated with that. So it is very possible for a character to come up to you and talk about your birthday and wish you happy birthday because Disney does know that that is that special day for you. And of course, like we mentioned in the intro, rides are now getting technology to display information from your Magic Band. For example, It's a Small World will actually list your name in that little goodbye section as you pass by. It will list your specific name, which they know because of your Magic Band. So your Magic Band alone is storing a ton of data and information, and it's also telling Disney based on what you purchase, where you eat. It tells them where you're going in the park and where you have been in the park. So it also tracks sort of your pathways and habits through the park. So they can probably predict where you're going to go next. Now, let's talk a little bit about My Disney Experience specifically. This is the website and app program that you can sign up for. That's going to issue your fast passes. That's going to store your credit card information. It's going to store your hotel room information and all of your dining reservations. So through My Disney Experience, Disney is going to know when you're eating, when you're using a fast pass, and it's really hard to get out of this one if you're trying to plan your vacation. But of course, you don't have to use a Magic Band. You don't have to use My Disney Experience. You can always call and make dining reservations separately, but there's not a lot of ways to use FastPass without a My Disney Experience account right now, so that's going to be difficult if you want to sort of go off the grid with Disney. A couple of things that we found interesting that we've noticed with My Disney Experience, specifically as terms of tracking and knowing where you are in the park, is the pop-up notifications that come up when you open My Disney Experience when you're in Walt Disney World. We've noticed this one a few times in the past couple of months. One example is when you're walking into a certain area of the park and you have My Disney Experience open, you might get a little pop-up window suggesting that you check out a nearby restaurant for a snack. Something else that we noticed is one of our DFB team members had a pop-up Fast Pass. So they were in Fantasyland and they got a little pop-up Fast Pass on their My Disney Experience account that said, hey, here's a Fast Pass for Pirates of the Caribbean, which probably means that too many people were in Fantasyland and Disney was trying to divert traffic over to Adventureland. A great way to do that is to give a bunch of people a Fast Pass and they'll go ride that. But what's interesting about this, of course, is that they knew based on the My Disney Experience account and the GPS in your phone where you were, and we're able to share information based on that data. We also had people see pop-ups about the park capacity on very busy days, like on New Year's Eve and Christmas Day. So the next time you are in the park with a My Disney Experience account open, you may get a little pop-up welcoming you to the park or sharing other data and information with you based on what Disney knows you like and don't like. And finally, the last thing I wanted to chat about were the smart speakers that they've started to install at the Yacht and Beach Club resorts. These are just in testing right now. And by smart speakers, we mean those little speakers that people use like Alexa and things like that, where you can ask that speaker questions and it will talk back to you. So we're seeing these pop up in the Yacht and Beach Clubs, and guests are very concerned about it, thinking that Disney is tracking what they're saying in their room. We've all had experiences with our phones that if we just are talking to someone about something, we'll suddenly see an ad for it in our phone and we're worried that the phone's listening in or something like that. So with these smart speakers, guests will be able to get information including park hours, bus arrival times, weather, and more. And right now they're not connected to any specific account, so there's no registration or setup. They're just in the room and they're available to use if you'd like to. So we don't know if guests can opt out of this test. I'm guessing you can just unhook it or unplug it or elect to be in a room without the smart speakers. So this is sort of an ongoing developing story and we'll sort of see what comes out of that, but people are definitely associating it, again, with the data tracking that Disney is doing. That may or may not be the case with these. So those are a few ways that Disney is definitely tracking you, tracking your habits, tracking your purchases, tracking your dining throughout Walt Disney World. They know what fast passes you're riding, when you're riding them, when you're missing them, and all that information is being used, according to Disney, to create a better experience for you the next time you're there. Now let us know what you guys think. Do you like that tracking information going to Disney? Do you like that they have all that data on you so that they can create a better experience for you? Or does that feel a little weird to you? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you like and not like about Magic Bands and My Disney Experience and the other technology that's coming into the parks? We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give us a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification bell so we can tell you when we have new videos coming out. And as always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.